All right, as many people may know, it was recently announced that Square Enix plans on bringing Final Fantasy 7, 9, 10, and 12 to Nintendo Switch in the near future. However, one of the things that got many people talking is Square's exclusion of Final Fantasy 8. Now, along with Final Fantasy 7, Final Fantasy 8 was also a very big RPG title for the PS1 back in the late 90s. In fact, since it came out back in 1999, it ended up being one of the best-selling games for the PS1 in general. It didn't sell quite as much as Final Fantasy 7, but it did do pretty well in sales. It sold millions, and I guess the only some of the issues that people had with Final Fantasy VIII when it came out was there were some issues with one of the discs in terms of the game freezing or whatever. But aside from that, it was pretty solid. Probably some of the best RPG action you'll see in any video game from that era. And seeing that Final Fantasy VIII was not announced to be on Nintendo Switch in 2019, it makes you wonder whether or not Square Enix plans on doing absolutely nothing with Final Fantasy VIII, or whether or not they plan on doing something very special with Final Fantasy VIII, seeing that its 20-year anniversary is coming up next year. So, as of right now, we're looking forward to seeing Final Fantasy VII Remake, which is going to be released sometime in the near future, and it has some people asking the question on whether or not Square Enix plans on doing something special with Final Fantasy VIII, similar to what they're doing with 7. With 7, they took the game, which was basically pretty much a general role-playing game, and now they're making it into more of an action-based RPG game with HD graphics using the Unreal Engine 4. Now, if Final Fantasy VIII received a remake similar to what 7 is getting right now with HD graphics using the Unreal Engine 4, along with it being more of an action RPG type game with the same exact story, then that would be pretty cool. But as of right now, there has been no talk or mention on whether or not Square Enix plans on doing anything special with Final Fantasy VIII, or whether or not it's going to appear on Nintendo Switch anytime in the future. But with that being said, it's good to know that we're going to get some Final Fantasy titles on the Nintendo Switch, especially considering the fact that we haven't seen too many big Final Fantasy games on any home-based Nintendo consoles in a while. So Final Fantasy 7, 9, 10, and 12 is going to be on Nintendo Switch next year, and it looks like something worth purchasing, especially if you're a huge fan of the series and currently own Nintendo Switch.